Hey everybody, I want to provide a little video here, providing a little bit of an overview of transformations. Okay, so this should really kind of encapsulate and summarize some of the big concepts we've talked about to this point. So you can see here at the top of the chart that I'm going to create here, it says transformations. Okay, now there's a couple of different types of transformations. Rigid motions are the types of transformations that we've been learning about to this point. Okay, rigid motions are transformations that preserve size and shape. The only thing they change is location or orientation. Okay, so when you conduct a rigid motion, the result are figures that are congruent. Okay, and the symbol for congruency is that little squiggly with the equal sign underneath. You say two figures are congruent if they have the same size and the same shape. Okay, now alternatively, here in a week or two, we're going to look at figures that are not congruent, but rather, we would say they're similar. There's such thing as similar figures, okay? Similar figures are the same shape, but a different size, okay? So they would be considered similar. And dilations are what produce similar figures. The dilation is a change in the scale of the figure, making it either bigger or smaller. But let's kind of hone in on the rigid motion world right now. So there's a few different types of rigid motions. These are probably familiar to everybody watching this. A translation is a slide. When you do a translation, the only thing that changes is the location of the shape. That's the only thing that changes. It's just a slide, right, left, up, and down. Then you have reflections. Reflections are a flip. They create a mirror image on either side of the line of reflection. Now, a reflection changes location and orientation. So maybe the shape is facing a certain direction, but when you reflect it, it's oftentimes facing the other direction, or always really facing the other direction. Lastly, we have rotations. Similar to reflections, they change location and orientation. Okay, and a rotation is like a spin or a turn. Okay, so translations, reflections, rotations, these are all examples of rigid motions which produce congruent figures, okay? And this is the first part of the transformations unit in 8th grade math. Next, in the next couple of weeks, we're gonna shift over here and look at similar figures. But right now, we're right here in this world, okay? And this is the most important concept to understand about 8th grade transformations, that when you conduct one of these types of transformations, it produces congruent figures, and that is called a rigid motion, okay? So thanks for watching. Catch you next time.